Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Bridget Bjorlo.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. It's one thing when a trash can turns into a feast for wild animals, but tonight, people living on this quiet street in the town of Enfield tell Fox 61 those critters are flocking to their block in record numbers.
Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot is in Enfield tonight to ask neighbors what's going on.
Homeowners in Enfield are fed up. They say one homeowner on their street is leaving food out for wild animals, which has neighbors concerned.
We're noticing more and more incidences of dead animals showing up in the neighborhood with no obvious external trauma to their bodies. It's looking like they're just keeling over and dying.
Carrie Rohrbacher has lived in this neighborhood in Enfield for more than 20 years. But recently, she noticed something out of the ordinary on Westford Avenue.
We do have one neighbor who, in her kindness, believes she's doing the right thing by leaving out food for the wild animals.
That neighbor approached us. She didn't want to go on camera, but did admit to leaving cat and bird feeder food in her front yard. Neighbors say that's not all she leaves.
People food left out. There's been takeout containers with food in it, leftovers we've seen.
Animal sightings of skunks, raccoons, and coyotes have increased because of the left out food. Neighbors say because of the increase of wildlife, they believe someone else is taking matters into their own hands.
And possibly doing something to these animals that is resulting in their deaths.
Residents in the area have called DEEP, animal control, and even their district's town councilor to get something done.
At the moment, we're working hard to try to solve the immediate problem by working with this neighbor, helping her to understand that feeding the wildlife, while a kind gesture or may seem like a kind gesture, is actually doing more harm than good.
Neighbors tell me they have told her multiple times why leaving the food out is bad, but ultimately Enfield does not have a town ordinance against this, so there's not much the police or the town can do about this. In Enfield, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Kay, thank you. Let's get a check on the forecast now. It's shaping up to be a warm weekend.
Meteorologist Sam Sampuri is here with a look at the forecast and just how warm it even got today. Hi, Sam.
84 degrees at Bradley International
Unreal.
Airport. Unbelievable. This is like the first day of August instead of the first day of November, exceeding the record by 3 degrees set back 50 years ago on November 1st, 1974. But more incredible to me is look at the 10-degree difference in these high temperatures between the record high in Bridgeport 2019 and now. Want to remind everybody, there is no red flag warning, but there's still elevated fire weather, fire risk, brush fire risk, all throughout the state, not only for this weekend, it's going to be going on and on right through next week and beyond because I don't see any significant rain in sight. Currently, we are cooling down, but these are actually the normal highs. A couple of fronts moving through the region. Other than that, it doesn't come with much in the way of moisture. 40s now, tonight into tomorrow morning, and during the day tomorrow, back to reality. High temperatures reaching around 60 along the shoreline. Inland, always a little bit cooler here. Lower and middle 50s, maybe staying in the upper 40s up in Norfolk. Coming up, I'll detail Sunday, and we'll talk about next week. Is there another warm-up in sight? And what about any chances of rain? I'll have some information on your Fox 61 7-day forecast in a few minutes. Ladies?
Okay, Sam, talk soon. Thank you. New at 10, state police are investigating an accident tonight in Bolton that prompted the town to ask the residents there to shelter in place, which has since been lifted, we're told. The accident happened at the intersection of Brandy Street and Hanover Farms Road, which is just up the street from Bolton High School. In a Facebook post, the town asked people in the immediate area to stay inside and lock their doors. The town posted about an hour ago saying state police have arrested arrested a suspect. We'll continue to monitor the situation and update you as soon as we learn more.
In an update tonight, Bridgeport police say they've made an arrest for the stabbing of a Southington man. Ricardo Maldonado is facing murder charges tonight. 29-year-old Kyle LeBlanc was found stabbed to death behind the 30-plus social club around 3 this morning in Bridgeport. Police arrested Maldonado outside his home this afternoon, only blocks away from where the murder happened. He's being held on a $750,000 bond tonight.
New Haven police are searching for answers after 4 people were shot. It happened just after 2 this morning in the city's downtown area and what officials are calling a shootout.
The ages of those involved range from 19 to 21 years old, and one of them, a young woman, is still fighting for her life in the hospital.
Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc is at the corner of Church and Center Street with all the details.
Police say this is where the shootout happened early Friday morning, just after the bars closed on Halloween. If you look around, you can still see some evidence of it with the windows of nearby businesses boarded up after bullets ripped through them.
It's shocking. It is pretty shocking, actually. Especially we work right here and we have a ton of kids around all the time.
Neighbors in downtown New Haven were greeted by a heavy police presence Friday morning as they noticed bullet holes in the glass of businesses near the corner of Church and Center Streets. It's where police say a shootout happened just after 2 a.m., ending in 4 people getting shot, all 19 to 21 years old.
It's sad to see. I mean, you would like to see obviously more like of a police presence around here, especially Halloween night.
New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson says there was a heavy police presence in the area about a block away, where 12 officers and a supervisor were on watch. Then, just after the bars closed,
there was some kind of breach or back and forth between 2 groups, it seems like, and then someone pulled out a gun and then somebody returned fire.
Jacobson says 30 rounds were fired from what they believe were 2 different guns, one of them a high-capacity magazine.
There was a 19-year-old female shot. She's in critical condition, and it is life-threatening. We are praying for her and her family that she makes a recovery.
Police say 3 other males were shot and went to the hospital, but are expected to recover.
To think of any young person that has their whole life ahead of them that was hit by gunfire, and unfortunately this young woman is in critical condition now. We hope she makes it through.
And as detectives speak with witnesses and review video, they're keeping a close watch on downtown New Haven.
My message is that the downtown area will be safe. We'll have assistant chiefs and myself down there as well, and we're going to make sure that people can come down to the downtown area and be safe.
Now, police tell us they did arrest 1 person on scene, and they have a warrant out for another person. They are not releasing too much information about their identities at this time, but they say that is coming soon. We are in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Julia, thanks. New details tonight. The 5-year-old boy who fell out of a boat on the Connecticut River on Saturday has died. Jackson Podbielski of Hagenham was at the Connecticut Children's Hospital in critical condition, but we're now told he died on Wednesday. Officials say Podbielski was kayaking with his dad when the boat capsized. An official cause of death has not yet been determined.
The Connecticut State Police are investigating the suspicious circumstances surrounding the death of a 37-year-old mother of 2.
Her name is Andrea Nera, and she was found dead inside her ex-boyfriend's home in Middlefield. Fox 61's Matt Karen met with the family today, who is calling for justice.
The Connecticut State Police have stopped short of calling this a murder. In fact, they haven't said much about Andrea's death at all, even to her own family, which is why they are speaking out and calling for justice.
Where's the justice? Why wasn't he arrested? If you find a dead body in the house.
Yair Davila was celebrating his 18th birthday on October 19th. He expected his mom to call and wish him well, but the phone never rang.
We just kept calling her till for hours and hours.
The family of Andrea Nera tried accessing her location on her cell phone, but they say someone turned off the GPS function.
Once they got access to the house, they found my sister's body on the floor, dead.
Police found Andrea's body here, inside her ex-boyfriend's house in Middlefield, while he was allegedly home.
A very bright light extinguished. I'm not even going to use that word extinguished. I'd rather say snuffed. That light snuffed out.
The family is convinced Andrea was murdered.
I always had a bad feeling about him.
State police told us major crimes detectives were contacted to assume the investigation. The investigation is active and ongoing.
The fact that this person is still out there, the fact that we have no real information in terms of what role he played during this process creates a degree of frustration among us all.
With no answers, the family is left to grieve the loss of a beautiful soul.
Physically, she was very beautiful, but also, like, I think her heart, like, you could see it in her eyes.
Andrea Neira was 37, a mother of two who immigrated to the United States from Peru in 2003 when she was 15 in search of a better life.
Everywhere she will go, she will make everybody smile. She was the glue of the family.
Her family noted her work ethic, often holding down 3 jobs.
To provide me for the clothes on my back, the roof over my head, my shoes, everything I ever wanted, she'll give it to me.
According to the family, Andrea's ex-boyfriend was briefly detained, but never arrested. And because he hasn't been charged, we will not reveal his name. According to the Connecticut State Police, they will release more information on this case when it becomes available. Reporting in Middletown, outside State Police headquarters, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, flags around the state are being lowered to half-staff to honor Assistant Fire Chief Pete Blomberg. Blomberg was with Botsford Fire Rescue. Blomberg died earlier this week in Newtown. He was hit by a vehicle while crossing the street. He was on his way to a fire commissioner's meeting at the time of the crash. A funeral service will be held Monday.